What's up everyone? Welcome to my first ever video. Today we're just gonna chill. I have some Minecraft in the background. It's my newly created hardcore world. It's just for the people to watch something while they listen. And we're gonna go through a few stories from r/MIDasshole. Grab a coffee, a cup of water, anything to help you relax, and let's get right into it. Also, as you can see, for a hardcore world, this is like almost the perfect start. You're gonna see I get some god loot out of the chest in this villages, but I'm just gonna start now. I'm done talking. For the first story right here, I have "Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor it's not my problem her newborn wakes up to noises coming from my apartment?" I recently moved into a one-bedroom apartment that has been vacant for a while. The unit is great overall and I really like living here. I have 2-year-old golden doodle. I don't even know what a golden doodle is. He will occasionally bark when he hears something outside my door or in the hallway. But I work from home, so I'm almost always there and I correct the behavior. It's usually just a couple of alert barks. Tonight, around 7 PM, I was having dinner with my sister and my neighbor knocked on my door. She told me that my dog's constant barking has been disturbing her newborn's sleep and that this has apparently been going on for weeks. She also said she has 2 dogs and that she educated them not to bark, so I should be able to do the same with my dog. The thing is, my dog wasn't even barking when she knocked on the door, and I honestly don't believe he is barking constantly, since I work from home. I would definitely notice if he was. I told her I would try my best to manage it, but also said I can't control the fact that the building's sound insulations seems pretty poor. I can hear her baby crying through the walls quite often, but I've never complained because that's just part of apartment living. Babies cry and dogs sometimes bark. Now, the whole interaction has made me really anxious and hyper aware. If my dog barks even once, I immediately worry she's going to complain again. Am I the asshole for telling her that the building's thin walls aren't really something I can control? Alright, just a quick reminder. I'm just a random guy on the internet and I just like to give my opinion on things. So don't take anything too serious, just take it with a little grain of salt. But honestly, in my opinion, you are not the asshole here. I started off with like a light one. It's not too serious, but I can understand why it's annoying if a dog would bark in an apartment complex. But then again, you're living in an apartment. Like the Redditor that posted this said, the walls are thin. You can hear a lot. You can also hear the baby crying, not just the dog barking. Yeah, you're not the asshole here, man. You're chilling. You're chilling. I also just noticed that there is actually an update to it. It's pretty long, so in like short terms, they made like more soundproof walls. They think the neighbors just weren't used to extra noise from the neighbors because their apartment was empty for like a long time. So yeah, it seems kind of solved to me. It's fair that you try to make it as soundproof as possible. People are actually bothered by the barking. But yeah, again, I don't think it was his fault. Alright, the next one I chose, I just saw the title and I was like, yeah, that sounds funny. Alright, it's called "Am I the asshole for not letting my fiance get another cat?" My fiance, 28 female, and I, 28 male, have lived together for 6 months now. When we moved in together, I had a cat, and she had 2 dogs and a cat. Admittedly, I'm not a huge animal person, with the sole exception of my childhood cat, but I have learned to live with them. This weekend, my fiance sent me a cute image of a cat at a local coffee shop and said, "Please." I could see my girlfriend do that, honestly. I understand this guy. I assumed she was joking, since I have, on multiple occasions, expressed my desire to not get another pet. When we met up, she asked if we could go look at the cat. I told her no, because I knew that she would end up wanting it, and she would take it home anyways. After much begging, I relented against my better judgment on the agreement that, whatever happened, that cat would not come into our home. Later that afternoon, lo and behold, the cat was in our guest bedroom. Oh god. I lost it. I told her that my trust felt betrayed, as her acting in accordance with her own wishes and not our mutual best interest has been a problem. I was so mad I packed up my stuff to move out, because I couldn't believe she would so deliberately violate my trust. Eventually, I cooled down and agreed to let it stay, until we could find its original owner. Or until we could find a good home for it. Today, she tells me that she wants the cat to stay. I told her absolutely not, because I think we already have more pets than we have room for. Her response was that a tiny cat should not make such a difference around the house, especially if she takes care of everything. Well, a cat might seem small, but especially if you already have different pets, it's a lot of extra work. I told her no and that 4 was my max, to which she said that she felt like I was putting guardrails on her and giving out ultimatums. She said I was not being compromising, and after a heated argument, I relented and said that we could discuss a 5th pet. But it could not be this cat, as she brought it in expressly against my wishes. Because, as partners, we have to be on the same page before we act. I understand that. Honestly, kind of a bitch move to say, yeah, no, okay, fine. We'll take the 4th, but we'll take the 5th, but we want a different cat because I didn't want this one. It's kind of weird. If you take a 5th pet, just accept the one that she got. She said that was not a compromise at all and that I needed to listen to her. From my perspective, it seems like listening to her simply involves hearing her talk until I agree to do what she wants. She came from a house where there were always several animals, and to be honest, so did I. But I left my preferring my own space and her wanting a petting zoo in a small town house. She has a big heart for animals, and I get that. But I think I should have some say too. I think I'm compromising enough with 4, if I'm honest. Well, I'm kinda on your side there, man. I told her it is me or the cat because I cannot stay in a relationship where my wishes are expressly ignored, especially about life decisions and responsibilities. She seems to think that I'm being an asshole about the situation, and I'm genuinely starting to wonder. So am I the asshole for the cat ultimatum? Alright, I don't think you're the asshole here. Honestly, if you already have 4 pets and you told her that you do not want an extra one and that you're already compromising having 4 pets, it's super toxic for her to just buy a cat, take it home, and just hope that you will budge and let her keep it. Which he did, though. He did budge and let her keep it. Which I don't think he should have. Leaving her for it is also a bit overreacting, I think. But I honestly don't know what I would do in this situation. The other part is, though, if you already have 4 pets, what's the 5th gonna do? Like, no, in my opinion, you are not the asshole in this one. Adding to that, though, I don't really understand why, if he would budge to take the 5th pet, why he wouldn't just keep the one she chose already. It seems like extra effort to give it a new home and find a new one, instead of just taking the one your fiance likes and, yeah, just settling with that one. So for the next one, I have a shorter one, and then I'll finish the video off with a decent long one. So, this one is called Am I the Asshole? Being cruel for telling my daughter that she will need to help pay back the money that I spent on her wedding. Oh god. My daughter was supposed to get married in about 4 months. I learned earlier this week that the wedding is off, and it has been off for about a month now, and I just learned about it. Okay, that's a bit weird. In short, he learned that my daughter cheating on him early into the relationship and called it off. I personally have given her money for the wedding under some conditions. It was not a gift. The main condition was to have a venue that was accessible for people with disabilities. I assume they probably have some family members where it's important for. So I put down the money for the venue. Anyways, the wedding is cancelled and the venue doesn't go refund. She has already told them she will not need the time slot and nothing will happen that day. I still need to pay the venue. They are not giving me any money back and are holding the price. I called her and told her that I need help pay for the venue. That since the wedding doesn't happen, I need her to pay me back some. We had a huge argument and she called me cruel for doing this. I pointed out the wedding would have happened if she didn't cheat on the man, and that this wasn't a gift at all. She is pissed and I am out 10k. First of all, I'm sorry for like the mispronunciations and stuff. there were a lot of typos in this one. For the next video, I'll try to prepare a little bit better. So sorry for that. But coming back to, is he the asshole? No. No, he's not the asshole at all. Her cheating on her husband, though. She's the asshole. Well, not her husband, I guess, her boyfriend, but he was soon to be husband. But yeah, no, cheating is never okay. I understand that the guy blew off the wedding, and I completely understand that you want your money back. Being down 10k is not nice. Even if you have the money, it doesn't matter if it's your daughter at that point. Cheating is never excusable, and anything that happens from it is that person's fault. Alright, we're on to the last one already. So this video is gonna be a shorter one than I plan on normally doing. It's just because I have to still get used to everything, talking to the mic, editing software, stuff like that. So this is more like a test. It's also less planned out and stuff. But for the next video, I'll do better. And if you have any tips or feedback, I would love to hear it in the comments. So for this one, we have, am I the asshole for reminding an old classmate what he said to me years ago after I found out where he works? Oh my god. I mean, a lot of people are jerks, like, when they're in I assume it's like high school? But yeah, most people are jerks back then, but they grow up, you know, we'll see what he has to say. I, 23 mil, had a classmate back in high school. I wouldn't exactly call him a close friend, but we were more than just classmates. We talked sometimes and were generally cool with each other. Back then, I had already started working out, and he used to call me Ripped. So we got along fine. Yeah, honestly, everyone that calls me Ripped, I would like instantly too. After high school, we went our separate ways, but we were still friends on Facebook. One day we ended up chatting, and I honestly don't even remember how the conversation turned sour. But he suddenly got really hostile and started insulting me. It escalated to the point where he created a group chat with some of his classmates just to talk trash about me. They were all saying things about me, but one thing he said stuck with me all these years. He said, "You'll probably end up as a computer shop attendant anyway." I mean, I've heard more insulting things than that. But you don't know in what like headspace he was, why he's like insecure about it. So let's continue reading. That hit me hard at the time, especially because we were both studying information technology. It felt like he was saying I would never amount to anything. Fast forward to now, I'm working remotely for a company. No RTO, fully work from home. I get to keep most of my salary since I don't spend much on transportation or food outside. I can help my family financially, and after work I can literally just lay down and rest. Overall, life turned out pretty good for me. Well, that's good to hear. Earlier today I randomly ran into him. I noticed he was wearing a white uniform, so I thought maybe he was still studying or doing some kind of internship. I asked him, "Are you still studying?" He said, "No, he's already working." Turns out he works at an automotive company as technical support. It's a decent job, nothing wrong with it, but from what he told me, he earns a lot less than what I currently make. I'll admit something here. The moment he told me that, the memory of what he said years ago immediately came back to my mind. So I said something along the lines of, "Oh, that's cool. At least you didn't end up as a computer shop attendant like you said I would." He kind of went quiet after that, and the conversation became awkward. Yeah, I wonder why. Later, I started wondering if maybe I shouldn't have said that and just let the past stay in the past. Part of me feels justified because what he did back then really hurt me and stuck with me for years. But another part of me thinks I might have been petty for bringing it up. So am I the asshole for reminding him of what he said to me back then? Alright, so this one isn't as easy as the last few were. But honestly, it's kinda, how do I say this, childish to go up to him and like remind him of that. Like I said earlier, like at the beginning of the story, a lot of people were assholes when they were younger. especially in high school and stuff like that. But yeah, he might have just grown up. You probably don't even remember. He probably doesn't even get why you said that to him. That might be why it became awkward very quick. Yeah, I think no one is the asshole in this scenario. He was the asshole, and now you are the asshole. So it's kind of mutual assholery, I guess. Alrighty, that pretty much sums up the video of today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments any feedback and suggestions you guys have. If you have a funny story of yourself, you can also always put it down there. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Oh, last thing, I promise. Here's a small clip of me finding the first diamonds in my hardcore world. It actually did happen. I just didn't have enough Reddit stories to fill up the entire thing I recorded. But yeah, I thought I'd just throw it in there. Alright, see ya.